promote that. As soon as we come into the break, you'll do your intro, Sean, and then.
Can we mention, guys, that we have an open investment on our website for Growth Stalk? Or not?
I actually don't know.
We're secured.
I defer to you guys.
We were just secured by the Securities Exchange Commission. You can find our investment opportunity on our website, or no?
Why not?
I don't see why not.
Why not?
My lawyer said
why
we
not?
can.
Yeah, why not? Let's do
Yeah, I
it.
don't
I'll
see
do it
why
real
it doesn't.
simple.
We're going to
Why
talk
not?
about the growth of the industry, so I mean, if we talk about that right on the joint venture, and then afterwards we're talking about the growth of the industry.
Go right into, that's perfect. That's a perfect lead in. Yeah. Oh, you guys are
That
doing
seems
great.
extreme.
What's that?
Alligator seats, that seems extreme.
Huh?
Alligator seats, that
Oh.
seems extreme.
So this is where we are here.
Sense of self. Same core values.
It's just you. It's just you.
Silversingles.com. CougarLife.com. FarmerLife.com. I said FarmerLife.com.
Make
Marry a
sure
farmer
she
today.
has the spelling right. Hey, Sean, his name down there is not correct. I mistyped it.
Oh yeah, she got it.
Joe
900.
Nyhart. Okay, you did correct
Said
it.
it right.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
I just thought of that.
No,
Yeah.
it's Nyhart.
Start referring to him as John.
Yeah,
I
right.
knew we had adjusted it, but I didn't think I'd mentioned it to her yet.
It's common.
$18,000.
$18,000 cash.
Right.
I'm going to scream at you until you buy this car.
Exciting. $1,500 off. We back.
Welcome back to GSA Today, where we have special guests with us. Nathan Richter, you're always in here with us now. You're not a guest anymore.
Hood
Yeah,
ornament.
yeah, we need
You're
to
part
change
of the
this.
fam.
Pretty sure you called me a hood ornament.
That was
We
last
did.
week.
We did.
That
Yes.
was last week.
Yes.
Today we're putting baby in the corner.
There we go.
You're with Transcend, and we've also got our special guest today, Joe Nyhart, and we will be taking your calls here in the second half of the show. Not only Joe Nyhart, but Joey Babiak. So anyway, if you have any questions for Nathan, Joe, or Joey, you can give us a call right now, 405-478-1520. And Joe, we are giving away a special gift for our callers today.
Yeah, that's right.
What you got for us today?
So yeah, we got a special gift down at Cheers South and More. So if you call in, you go down there and talk to Matt. He'll hook you up with a nice CBD gift.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and all you have to do is just call in. It's that easy. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure there are many questions
The number
looming
again
out there.
is 405-478-1520, and we can take your call right now if you like, but hang on to that number because people have questions. There are a lot of misconceptions about CBD, CBG products. It is completely legal here in Oklahoma, and the medicinal benefits are so numerous, and we've seen it for ourselves. I know you guys have seen it for yourselves.
Absolutely.
I had a quick question. Of course, we're gonna jump in, and I'm going off script here.
No problem. No problem.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, it's all good.
Hold on to your hat.
A family friend has 3 small children, and all 3 children are suffering from a case of eczema.
Oh, goodness.
So my question is, how can CBD and CBG products help these children?
Right.
So, eczema is primarily, I mean, it's an inflammation, right? So how CBD works is it does a really great job of actually reducing the amount of inflammation in our body. And topically, we know that we have different endocannabinoid receptors that reside in our skin. So when we have a cut or an inflammation like eczema or something else, then CBD can help bring about that homeostatic balance to your system and allow your system to fight that inflammation and reduce it. And once that inflammation is reduced, then your body can do what it naturally does, which is heal itself.
Right.
That's the most remarkable thing about us living beings, right? Is that we can heal ourselves.
You bet.
But sometimes we have to have help doing that.
Yep.
And that's what CBD does. It can come in, it can modulate with your endocannabinoid system. It can help reduce that inflammation so your body's not fighting as many battles, and it can focus on the one it needs to fight.
It's
there levels
removing
of-
that roadblock, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Are there levels of CBD that are more appropriate for children than adults, especially when it's applied topically? And what should a parent look for? And should they talk to their pediatrician first before they try this?
All of the above.
So all of all of the above.
Yep.
Definitely recommend.
I always did well with that one.
That's the default answer. Obviously, loop in the healthcare providers, bring in the pediatricians, talk to them, let them know what they're doing. Dosing is always a dicey little thing because we all have different responses. Our endocannabinoid systems are different. They're unique to the individual. So working with that individual to figure out what their proper dose is would be appropriate. The good news is if you quote overdose or close quote overdose on CBD, which I'm not sure is possible.
Right.
Yeah.
The only side effects of taking too much CBD is that you're going to feel a little bit sleepy. You might feel a little bit of fatigue.
Yep.
And you may have a little bit of a loose stool or some gut issues. It might cause you to have a little bit of diarrhea or something like that. But by and large,
But it's not a poison control
it's
type thing.
not
No.
a poison control type thing. No, because CBD is it's not psychoactive. It's not intoxifying in that regard.
Yeah, I think unless you're working with a very extreme scenario, everything in moderation that goes into the body is the safe approach.
Right.
Anything that we overindulge in, whether it be sugars or whatever may be in our life, diet, we're going to pay the consequences, and that plays into any kind of medicinal application, certainly with a natural application.
Right.
Unfortunately, the CBD doesn't create any dangerous side effects, but I've always believed in moderation.
Yeah, low and slow. We like to
low
say
and slow. That's
Start
great
low,
way to start out.
start
In this
slow.
this case with the 3 kids, each one of them could have a different application required.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
Good point.
It's really we are really different, individual to individual.
Sure.
One person might only need 2 or 3 milligrams of CBD, while another
Right.
might need 25.
Right.
It just
True.
kind of depends on how they metabolize the compound, how their body reacts to it, and what they can do to find that relief. And
Yeah.
so low and slow, start there, and what we call titrate up. So by either a half dose or a full dose to figure out what's actually working, and then once you've dialed that in, then you know what you need to take every day to address whatever problem you're trying to address.
Yeah. Remember that our phone lines are open right now for you to call and ask any questions you may have. If you're a doubter,
A doubter, I like that.
we want to talk to you too. 405-478-1520. So guys, where do you see this industry heading?
Yeah, Joe, let's pose this to you, buddy.
Right.
You're knee deep in the extraction and obviously in the industry quite heavily, and we'll talk a little more about that momentarily. But yeah, where do you see all this going?
Oh, it's amazing. The industry, all over, the United States is just exploding, especially here in Oklahoma. We're seeing year-over-year growth. I think, last year, the industry, we paid something like $80 million in taxes. So, not only are there new companies opening every day, new states coming online, it's really just exploding. It's kind of the green rush, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
You know, CBD really is becoming a staple in so many different products. They're now putting it into cereal and every
Sure.
other type of delivery system you could think of, from water down the line.
Right.
So it is becoming, more and more of a staple as people are learning more about it, and they're really getting the science down pat.
What's fascinating to me is the different types of applications that you can have with the product. And it seems that the more and more private studies that are being done, and where studies are allowed to be done, that they're finding more and more parts of the body that it's affecting, which is creating more and more different types of products and consumption methods to adhere to those particular areas or ailments or symptomatic conditions. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's new ones every day.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a
amazing.
constant discovery, sure.
Yeah.
I read a stat this week that I thought was really interesting. It kind of plays into this. Some 80 to 85% of Americans do not trust what a pharmaceutical company puts out on the market.
Right.
That's a staggering stat.
It is.
That's
if that's
an
true.
When you
ominous
consider
statement.
how much
Yeah.
they spend on advertising.
Correct.
Oh, right.
And
right,
80%
right.
don't trust it.
Are they talking us out of it?
So
Yeah.
I mean,
think,
really, when you
Yeah.
think about it.
can't help but think that plays a part in the migration
You
from
bet.
a pharmaceutical grade medication to an alternative
Yeah.
plant-based medication.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, with the more companies and the more innovation that comes out, like you said, the application methods, the isolation of these different cannabinoids, just what the future holds. I mean, it's, there's new things coming out every day. It's
Absolutely.
exciting.
It's leading to the growth. I mean,
It is.
again, because we're all so unique and our endocannabinoid systems react differently,
Yep.
you're going to get new products, you're going to get new consumption methods, you're going to get new results that
Yeah.
lead and play into the testimonials we're able to come and talk about so that people can understand how it actually works for them.
Exactly.
It's really a great, Green Rush is a good,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
a really
that's
good
a-
description.
that's a great way to.
It's a great way
put
to talk
that.
about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we understand that you guys have a new venture in the works. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
We do. So our company, Growth Stalk, is just been qualified by the Securities Exchange Commission to raise capital through a Reg A offering. And we've just employed a broker dealer this week that will be applying for a ticker symbol to trade publicly. They're applying with FINRA to get our ticker and become a publicly traded company. So Growth Stalk is a holding company. We're partnering with growth companies in the industry, and we'll be coming out with our CBD hemp bill compliant product here in the near term. So guys, check it out. We're at growthstalk.com, growthstalk.com. The investment opportunity is on the finance tab. And, please check us out. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, just to clarify, Growth Stock sounds like STOCK, but it is STALK.
Because it
Growth
is a plant.
Stalk.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
Think plant.
Yeah.
little practice to get
Nice
that.
We
clarity.
appreciate you recognizing that.
Yeah.
The fastest growing companies are growth stocks in the stock market.
Right.
And, what we're doing that's a little different is we're looking to empower growth companies. A lot of these cannabis companies went and raised millions and millions of dollars and went to Canada to go public on their exchanges. Now OTC Markets is allowing legal operating cannabis companies to trade on their exchange. So we're taking advantage of this new opportunity to go public and share the experience with companies that need to get access to capital and get the proper exposure that they deserve to grow their business.
And that's a big problem right now, obviously, because of the legalities. These businesses are trying to get started, wanting to look at SBA loans, things like that.
That's right.
Just not, we're just not quite there yet.
Just not quite there yet. The laws are evolving, and they're evolving slowly, but that's the nature of the law.
Sure,
Having practiced law for 15 years, I kind of understand.
Well, you know, Nathan, yeah, that's why I turned to you on that one.
That
Yeah.
industry moves at a very slow pace, but like a very wise man told me, my mentor and really dear friend of mine, he said, look, the wheels of justice grind very slowly, but they grind very finely.
Was that Bill Nye, your
Bill
science
Nye.
teacher after the law? That's your law.
But it's nice to see that the laws are changing, and certainly when some things fall into place, like the Banking Act,
Right.
you know, what you're going to see is a rapid acceleration at that point in time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when you're going to see things open up on the clinical study side and other areas that will help us develop the technology, develop the plant, develop the molecules, develop the medicine quite a bit better. So it's nice to see. We need to get through a couple more hurdles, but I think we're close.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to throw out the phone number one more time, 405-478-1520. The lines are quiet right now. If you have any sort of question, or maybe you have a question for Joe and Joey here about the offer that they just threw out, we would love to take your call. And remember, we've got a free gift from Cheers Dispensary in Moore.
I got a question. We have talked about the money involved in this industry, and it is staggering. $13 billion industry is what they're projecting. Nathan, can you elaborate on that?
Not only are they projecting 13 billion, I think by 2027 it's supposed to be $25 billion industry.
Good gracious.
The growth rate is somewhere between 20 and 25% in the market.
It's like exponential.
It's a lot. It's a very fast growing industry, and by and large the reason why is because of the things we've already talked about, which is, look, people are migrating away from medicines that they've seen have a horrible effect on their loved ones and frankly on them for a long time. And they're tired of dealing with narcotics and some of the side effects of those, and just they're looking for an alternative, and something that doesn't have the side effects but gives quality of life. And frankly, that's what CBD does. It's not a cure. We're not sitting here telling you that it's a cure for anything.
That's the big difference.
Is that it's going to give you a better quality of life to manage whatever conditions you're dealing with. And it does that all naturally, which is so important for your body. I like to say that we're malnourished when it comes to CBD. We just have a deficiency, and our body needs the CBD. We have the receptors.
We have the receptors built in.
It needs it as a nourishment, as a supplement, in order for our bodies to work more efficiently, more effectively. So I think that's what's driving a lot of the growth, is the awareness that's coming about. People are learning more about how to use it, how it benefits them, and that's driving dollars in the industry.
And remembering the history of the plant as it was used historically, for thousands of years until it wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
Joey, elaborate, if you will, a little bit on where you guys are at with the industry. You have obviously a lot of projects happening right now.
That's right.
You're looking at opening up new facilities here in Oklahoma City. But from your position as business owners, you know, the opportunity, obviously, for growth is just a wide open landscape out there.
Sure. The industry is poised for rapid growth, and you know, all of the major financial institutions of the world are all in agreement with that. I mean, you see Forbes even talking about the institutional money will start to flood into this sector as we get closer to federal legalization abroad. You know, so it's going to continue. The business is getting weeded out right now. I think the real operators and the people who are real serious about doing things properly and in a compliant manner are really starting to rise to the top. And a lot of the people who were just in it and not there was a lot of smaller operators that got weeded out in the past couple of years. So. It's going to continue. You know, like I said, we're seeing these products now pop up and with new delivery systems every single month.
Sure.
So it's just getting started, and we see opportunity just raining right now. It's
Can you
amazing.
talk about the new Oklahoma-based CBD product that is coming out?
Yeah, that you guys are working on.
Speaking of new things.
Yeah.
We have several things we're working on. I'm an athlete. I played football forever. I played arena football for 3 years. And
I would have not guessed that.
Joe's a big guy.
He's a big boy.
We got a bigger chair for Joe today.
Yeah, we
I
had to
would
bring
have
in
said pole
a.
vaulting.
Don't think that would work out too well. So what I'm really excited about, my sister, she's basically on the cusp of an Olympic level athlete. You know, she's a rower. She went to OU and was a scholarship
fantastic.
athlete out there. So my focus is kind of on the athletic community, to where, with the CBN and the CBG and the CBD doing different mixtures of those, where we can help with inflammation and even arthritis for as we get older, former athletes, helping people on the golf course perhaps, and
Yes.
right,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, and even doing stuff for competitive athletes where you can recover faster, and perhaps even like increase your performance by doing some kind of muscle rub where you're getting more blood flow and everything to the muscles. So topicals and tinctures. One great story that I have from personal experience with CBD. There's a company called Green Roads. They make a fantastic product that I've used, and all different milligram applications, kind of depending on more or less how much you want to spend and what really works for you. But I like that it's strain specific, so you can kind of tailor what you're looking for to what your needs are, and I loved it. I don't have necessarily a specific ailment that I was looking to cure with it, but just the overall effect that I feel from CBD and taking it, like an uplifted feeling. If you happen to feel anxious, you drink too much coffee or something, that's something that can really help.
There's that homeostasis, that
homeostasis.
balance.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
feel so much better when I take it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love that you brought up about athletes and fitness. We talked about that on the last show, and you mentioned that one of the really critical, I think, components of how CBD helps with athletes and fitness, and that's the
Right.
the fact that it's a vasodilator. So
Yep.
it's gonna increase the blood flow in your system.
Sure.
That's
That
important.
delivery method's so important to get the molecules to the receptors they need to be at in order for you to function.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's a good oil for the joints, is what I call it.
Yeah.
If you're going to go out and run, or you're
Yeah.
going to go out and do some physical activity,
What a way to grease
you can
those
take-
wheels.
grease the wheels. Yeah, take the CBD early, take it 30-45 minutes before.
That's right.
It's going to help reduce that inflammation. It's going to open up those blood vessels. It's going to bring more nutrients to your body, and you're going to perform better.
That's right.
I know I use myself as a lab rat quite a bit. I'm very active. I wish I was an athlete like Joe, but I'm not. I'm not that gifted, but I'm very physically active,
Right.
and I use CBD regularly for my fitness routine because of how much it helps with the reducing the inflammation and opening up those blood vessels.
Oh yeah, playing football for so long. I've played semi-pro for 12 years. And then
That's
arena
amazing.
football and in college football, and yeah, there's a lot of bumps and bruises and kind of long-term effects that come with that. So just any of the CBD products really help. And it's not something that if you're taking Tylenol or any of the other non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, is really hard on your liver and your kidneys. So it's something that you can take without being so worried about really affecting the other parts of your body.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point.
As we talk about these products and how they can help you, we don't always talk about where you can get these products. And so I know we've got a caller we're going to be getting to here in just a second, but can you just talk briefly, give people an idea of where they can find these great products we've been talking about?
Yeah. So first one obviously is Cheers. South.
Cheers. Yeah.
That's a great one. They have a large selection of products there, and Matt Baker's very knowledgeable. So the address is 14900 Southwestern. It's an Oklahoma City address, but it's basically in Moore.
Wonderful.
But yeah, Matt Baker is the owner over there. Just happened to help start CBD Plus USA and Lotus Gold, and he's super passionate, and he's always there. He's happy to provide you with whatever kind of
Fantastic.
information you need, and they have a large selection.
Great.
In the time that we have left, we do have a caller. We thank Bob for calling in. Happy Saturday, Bob. What can we do for you?
Yeah, Bob, that's a great question, and I appreciate you calling in, and you are exactly right. Not only have I used it in my own fitness routine before I work out, oftentimes within an hour after I work out, I'll take more CBD, and it will reduce my inflammation, actually speeds up my recovery time. I've even had an instance where I used it before the workout, an hour after the workout, and wanted to go work out again because I felt so great. So yeah, it's a great recovery tool. Again, because of its anti-inflammatory properties, just does a wonderful job helping your body get rid of the lactic acid and all the other stuff that builds up when you work out.
Sorry.
You're right, and you're starting to see it. I think the Major League Baseball just partnered with Charlotte's Web, if I'm not mistaken.
They sure did.
And you're starting to see more NFL players, more athletes, celebrity athletes. Megan Rapinoe was a soccer player during the Olympics, promoting CBD as a part of their training
Rob
regimen.
Gronkowski too.
Gronkowski, that's right. Yeah.
Bob, we want to thank you so much for calling in today, and I want you to stay on hold because our producer is going to get some information from you so you can get your free gift. All right, thank you for calling. Have a great weekend.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, we do appreciate everybody coming on the show today. Joe, Joey, great to have you with us. Nathan, our wonderful hood ornament, great to have you back, buddy.
Looking good, baby.
Looking good today, buddy.
Polish me up.
All
I'm
right,
good.
good stuff. Well, we'd like to send a special thanks out to those who supported our program today. Of course, Tom Trepanier of Deadhead, which you can see their product line on GSAOK.com. And a big thanks to our guest today, Nathan Richter from Transcend and Joe Reinhardt. Thank you both for joining us. Or Nyhart, I'm sorry, I always get that backwards. Joe Nyhart, thank you for joining us today, buddy. We appreciate all of you sharing your CBD knowledge with us.
And Joey, of course. And we want to thank you, the audience, for joining us on GSA today. We talk all things CBD. We'll do it again next week, same time, 11 a.m. right here on KOKC. If you missed the show, join us on GSAOK.com. You can listen to all the past shows. I'm your host, Sean Carey. Have a fantastic weekend.
Hey.
Great show.
Oh,